Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty curious corner of the English language. Idioms that are all about fish. Yeah, fish. They're way more common than you think, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use them to sound like a native speaker.
I mean, it's a great question, right? English is just packed with these phrases that, if you think about them literally, make absolutely no sense, but they perfectly capture a feeling or a situation. And that's exactly what we're getting into today.
So, we're going to break down 3 essential fish idioms that you're going to hear all the time, and you can start using them right away to make your English sound way more natural and fluent.
All right, first up, we've got an idiom that just perfectly describes that awkward feeling when you're in a situation that is totally new or, just uncomfortable. And that phrase is a fish out of water. Just picture it for a second. A fish flopping around on dry land, it's completely out of its element, it's struggling, and it has no idea what to do. That feeling, that's exactly what this idiom captures.
And here's a perfect classic example. Imagine you're at some super fancy party. You don't know anyone, and you have no idea which fork to use. That's a perfect time to say you feel like a fish out of water. We've all been there.
So how do you actually use it? Well, it's really a simple process. Step 1, you find yourself in a new place. Step 2, you get that awkward feeling that you just don't belong. And step 3, you just say it. Wow, I really feel like a fish out of water here. It's that easy.
All right, let's swim on over to our second idiom. This one is all about getting your priorities straight and knowing where to put your focus.
And that idiom is having a bigger fish to fry. The logic here is pretty simple. If you were frying up a bunch of fish, you'd probably focus on the biggest one first, right? Well, this phrase uses that idea to say, hey, I've got more important, more significant things to handle right now.
So picture this. Someone's bugging you about some tiny little problem or some office gossip, but you're trying to finish a huge, important project. This is your go-to phrase. It's a really clear way of saying, sorry, but my attention is on something that actually matters more.
So yeah, using this one is super straightforward. When somebody's caught up in the small stuff and you're dealing with the big picture, this phrase lets you politely, but firmly, redirect the conversation.
And last but not least, our third idiom. Now, this is one I'm pretty sure you've heard a lot. It's perfect for those moments when your gut is just screaming that something isn't right.
The phrase is, of course, something's fishy. And where does it come from? Well, it's pretty clever. Think about it. Fish that's gone bad, it smells, right? It's a sign that something is off. So when a situation smells fishy, it means you think something is deceptive or just suspicious. You don't trust it.
Here's a situation I think we can all relate to. An offer that is just way, way too good to be true. That's an instant red flag, right? When that little alarm bell goes off in your head, the perfect way to say it out loud is, an iPhone for $100? Something's fishy.
So the moments you get that gut feeling, that sense of doubt, you can just put it out there. You know what? Something's fishy about this. It's a simple, direct phrase that gets your suspicion across immediately.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap. Think of this as your little cheat sheet. Feeling uncomfortable in a new place? You're a fish out of water. Got more important things to do? You've got bigger fish to fry. And if a situation just doesn't feel right, well, something's fishy. 3 feelings, 3 perfect idioms.
So remember, working these phrases into your everyday conversations is a total game changer. It's a fantastic way to show that you have a really deep, natural understanding of the English language. Okay, now that you've got these 3 idioms in your back pocket, let's have a little fun and keep the learning going. So, I'll leave you with this question. What other fish-related idioms do you know? Come on, there have to be more out there. The world of idioms is like a giant ocean, so what other little treasures can you find?